Hello, Cancer. How are you? Welcome. I hope you're doing very, very well. Cancer, let's see how your energies are going to be at this moment. Remember that this reading is general. Take what resonates with you, but it applies to all those who have their sun, ascendant, moon, or Venus in the sign of Cancer. Cancer, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and remember to activate all the notification bells. If you want, you can follow me on my other TikTok and Instagram accounts, where I will be uploading new content. If you need a personal consultation with me, you can write to the email shown on the screen, and I will send you all the information you need. Remember that 3 phone lines have been activated for Argentina, Spain, and Europe, and from anywhere in the world where you will be able to contact a tarot office 24 hours a day, you will be able to contact my team of tarot readers who will be answering all your questions instantly. And I wanted to tell you that the channel membership feature has been activated, where you will be able to enjoy great benefits like badges, chat, and live streams, early access to videos, exclusive videos and shorts, photos, status updates, polls, and much hype. So let's channel a message for the sign of Cancer. We have a 10 of Swords, we have the Lovers, the High Priestess, and here we have the 4 of Pentacles. Cancer, I feel this as the energy of detachment, of acceptance. This is very closely linked, pay attention, to an emotional decision, a decision in a relationship. It's not necessarily a relationship. It could be a romantic relationship or a partnership. It could be a family relationship, a relationship with a partner, a business partner, or a relationship with a friend. But is it a bond that's very closely tied to you, or that has been very closely tied to you? I feel that with this person, something has been revealed. I feel like some secret has come to light. There's something you're about to find out. It's the truth. Something that has surprised you, something that has caught your attention, that has come to light. Before, you might have sensed it, and this could be a confirmation of that intuition. I think that with this person, let's see, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. I get the feeling that with this person, it was like they were holding on tightly. For example, if this is the case of an ex-partner or a relationship that had already ended and you were still there, like maybe thinking about getting back together, or I see you there like analyzing the situation. Have you been watching this person lately to see what they're doing, where they are, and also a lot of memories, because maybe the connection was very deep. I feel like there's an energy of having been very attached to this person, like not letting go. It's like saying, well, I want to get back with this person, or I resist accepting something, changing something, letting go. So it's like I cling to that. The thing is, that secret that comes to light, that brings hidden information, is what makes you realize something. There's an ending here. So it could be that what comes to light, on one hand, it's going to help you free yourself so you can gain emotional freedom, so you can win, or you can detach yourself from an emotional situation. Maybe it had already ended, it had already run its course. And maybe you've been left kind of stuck to this situation. That's why I see closure here, right? Accepting something. That you were coming there, sniffing around, right? And you're there. Like you found out because of something you've read, something you've seen, or something you figured out. So maybe that's when the process of liberation comes in. To see this ending as liberation, right? As the liberation of a chapter, of emotional liberation. I feel like you are at a very important turning point. Take a moment to be with yourselves. Give this situation the necessary proportion, not too much and not too little. Go through the emotions, but also ask what has been learned from this. Because I feel that this energy, even if it seems like an ending or a sunset, is an energy that brings great lessons, life lessons. And it's like, Cancer, you've received a great lesson here. There are times when, as we go through situations, we don't understand why things happen the way they do, but the teacher is there. The figure of the teacher, the situation as a great teacher, comes to change your perspective, comes to bring you information, comes to bring you wisdom. Because I feel that's the purpose of this, right? To gain wisdom, to transcend this. No, it's not about judging the situation, but rather flowing with the situation and seeing it from a totally elevated place, from a neutral point. Okay? Let's see what else we have, dear Cancer. General and available energy. The Knight of Cups has flown in here. There's a pretty significant emotional and sensitive tone, Cancer, and maybe it has to do with this acceptance of closure, with this release. Let's see what accompanies this Knight of Cups. Seven of Wands, King of Wands. The Pope, very strong again, right? The theme of teaching, learning, right? About how here there's also a Cancer that's learning to set boundaries, right? Boundaries in relationships, in connections that have drained you, some emotional situation that wasn't right or that needed to end, saying, I'm not going to put any more energy there. I feel like emotionally, I'm ready for a different kind of connection. I'm looking for something else. Or even that has to do with self-love, right? With personal empowerment, or saying, I have myself, I have me. I have myself. I connect with my energy. I connect with my security, with my confidence, with my sense of deserving. So it's very clear how this emotional situation has left you there. Like a great life lesson. There is something that has been understood. There is something that has been comprehended. That's why I strongly mention the archetype of the teacher, of what has been taught in this situation and how. Your character and your personality are being greatly strengthened at this moment. Because I feel that there are many people who are going to start seeing you differently, right? Like they're going to start seeing you as more firm. Like saying, I'm convinced of this truth. I'm convinced of this ideology, of this way of being that I have. I know what I deserve emotionally, and I'm going to stand up for it. I'm going to set boundaries where it's necessary to set boundaries, and I'm going to stand firm. This is also like a need to make yourself respected, to demand that respect, that environment. Of course, here we're not talking about conflict or confrontation, but from a place of peace, from a place of naturalness, not from a place of presence. That's what I feel, because I feel like here you're being very, very polite about a situation. You're being very proper. That's why if you've had here, or some disappointment with someone, there's no Cancer here that responds to this, but rather, well, what has the situation taught me? What has come to light? I stand firm in my principles, in my beliefs, in my foundations, and what I've learned from my family and my values, and I'm going to keep following that path. Let's see what else we have. Cancer sign. I feel that on a personal level, Cancer has felt a very important change at this moment. This is like a change, feeling like more. Here I am. Here I am. I feel like growing, expanding. I want to achieve goals. I want to accomplish objectives. I feel that the situation goes beyond. That it has affected is, it has really helped awaken something in your life. To set new goals, to have a new vision for life, to defend a purpose, an idea. Cancer, let's see what else we have. You have the Ten of Cups here, the Moon, the Six of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. Everything is going through appraisal, right? Also for being realistic about a situation, for maybe not projecting, right? Maybe stop projecting some kind of illusion onto someone, right? This has to do with, well, I've projected this onto this person. I wanted it to be this way, right? And maybe what I was doing was covering up a reality. Or I was avoiding a reality. I wasn't avoiding it. I just wasn't seeing it as it really was. Today, you're at a point where that projection has faded away and you're accessing a truth, right? That's why the component of what comes to light, what is revealed, or what was previously distorted and now is seen as real, is very strong right now. I feel like now you've decided to move forward because of new desires, new dreams. I feel like Cancer is aspiring to something else, to another lifestyle. Connect with those desires for happiness. What really makes you happy right now? Is it your family? Is it your children, your friends? Giving love a new chance, but in a different way and from a different place. Or connecting with yourself, with your self-love. I feel like you're closing a very important chapter of your life, right? This is so that this wish can manifest and come true. I have to leave behind that emotional past or certain types of illusions or projections that I had about certain people. I feel like there's a Cancer who has completely changed their view of themselves, of life, and of people, right? Like, to start seeing people from a different perspective and to see yourself in a different way. So there's a very important element of boundaries and closure in your reading right now. And I also feel a strong connection with your self-esteem, your sense of deserving, and your self-worth. With your care not to stop being loyal to yourself and staying true to yourself and your principles. Let's see what we have for Cancer in the Oracle. This reading truly surprised me. Thanks. Let's go with your advice, Juan. You have the number 13 here. What it tells you is that you are a diligent worker with a special ability to propose creative ideas and turn them into something real. Being optimistic but practical keeps you determined and on track as you reach your goals. And the decree it leaves you with is, I am sure. I am sure. Dear Cancer, this is what we've seen for all of you. Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you here next time.